What if I told you that respect isn't given, it's commanded? Not by force, not by begging, but by the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate, and the way you own your life. Think about the people you admire most. What makes them stand out? It's not just their words, it's their energy, presence, and psychology. Today, I'm going to break down 5 psychological secrets that instantly make people respect you. These aren't theories. Confidence is the invisible force that draws people in without them even realizing it. It's not about arrogance or pretending to be something you're not. It's about owning who you are with complete certainty. When you walk into a room, your energy speaks before you do. The way you carry yourself, the way you look people in the eye, the way you move, these nonverbal cues send a message to the world that you believe in yourself, and in turn, they believe in you. People naturally gravitate toward those who radiate confidence because it signals strength, reliability, and competence. Think about the leaders, influencers, and powerful figures you admire. They all have a presence that commands attention, not because they demand it, but because they exude an unshakable sense of self. This energy is contagious. When someone is truly confident, they create a space where others feel safe, inspired, and motivated to rise to their level. Confidence isn't just about appearance or body language. It's also about your mindset. The way you perceive yourself shapes the way others perceive you. If you doubt yourself, hesitate, or second guess every move, people pick up on that. But when you trust yourself, even in the face of uncertainty, others will trust you too. It's not about having all the answers. It's about believing that no matter what comes your way, you'll figure it out. Your voice plays a crucial role in projecting confidence. A steady, controlled tone with purposeful pauses can make even the simplest statement sound powerful. People respect those who speak with clarity and conviction, not those who mumble or sound unsure. The words you choose matter, but how you say them carries even more weight. When you speak with confidence, you eliminate filler words like and maybe, and instead you assert your thoughts with certainty. Confidence is also about being comfortable in your own skin. It means embracing your strengths while owning your flaws without letting them define you. When you are unapologetically yourself, people respect that. They see authenticity, and authenticity is rare. Most people spend their lives trying to fit in, trying to seek validation, or trying to be what others expect them to be. But when someone shows up fully themselves with no need for external approval, it commands a deep level of respect. It's important to understand that confidence is not something you are born with, it's something you build. It's the result of experience, preparation, and pushing through discomfort. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, every time you face a challenge head on, every time you take action despite fear, you reinforce a deep belief in yourself. This belief becomes your foundation, and over time, it becomes unshakable. Even in moments of failure, true confidence doesn't waver. Confident people don't crumble when things don't go their way. Instead, they learn, adjust, and move forward stronger than before. They understand that setbacks don't define them. How they respond to setbacks does. And when people see someone who refuses to be broken, someone who rises no matter what, they can't help but respect them. Silence is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools in human interaction. Most people feel the need to fill every gap in a conversation, to talk continuously to prove their worth or assert their presence. But in reality, the ability to hold silence strategically can make you more respected, more influential, and more in control than any amount of excessive talking ever could. When you master the power of silence, you force people to listen more attentively to what you do say. Instead of your words getting lost in a flood of unnecessary chatter, they gain weight. Silence creates anticipation. It makes people lean in, waiting for your next words, giving them greater significance. When you're comfortable with pauses in a conversation, you exude confidence and authority. You're not in a rush to prove yourself because you already know the value of what you bring to the table. Silence is a tool that can shift the dynamics of any interaction. In negotiations, for example, one of the most powerful moves you can make is to say your piece and then stop talking. Most people are uncomfortable with silence, so they rush to fill it, often giving away more than they intended. By staying quiet after making a statement or asking a question, you put the other person in a position where they feel compelled to respond. This not only gives you more control over the conversation, but also reveals information you might not have gotten otherwise. Beyond negotiations, silence can be a powerful tool in everyday conversations. When someone speaks to you, especially in an argument or a moment of tension, your instinct might be to immediately respond, to defend yourself, to explain, to justify. But when you pause instead, you create space. That space does two things. It allows you to process your thoughts carefully rather than reacting emotionally, and it makes the other person aware of the weight of their own words. Many times people reveal their true feelings or correct themselves simply because they weren't met with an immediate counter-response. Silence also commands attention. When someone who usually speaks often suddenly pauses, the shift in energy makes people pay closer attention. The contrast between sound and silence creates a subconscious pull, making the next words you say carry even more impact. It's why great speakers and leaders often use pauses between key points. They understand that silence enhances the delivery of their message. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you let it sink in. In social settings, those who master silence are often perceived as more thoughtful, more composed, and more in control. When you don't rush to fill every moment with words, people assume you're confident and deliberate. You become someone whose words matter, someone who doesn't waste energy on meaningless chatter. Instead of being just another voice in the noise, you become a presence that commands attention. Beyond words, silence also plays a crucial role in body language. A strong, steady gaze without the need to constantly verbalize can be incredibly powerful. It signals that you are not desperate for approval or validation. It creates a sense of mystery, an air of intrigue that makes people curious about you. When you can sit in silence without discomfort, when you can let a pause stretch without rushing to break it, you show that you are in control of yourself, and that control earns deep respect from others. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to command respect because it establishes a clear message. You value yourself, your time, and your energy. Leaders, high achievers, and those who are truly respected understand that without boundaries, people will take as much as you allow. If you don't define the limits of what is acceptable in your personal and professional life, others will do it for you, and usually in a way that serves them, not you. Most people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear rejection, conflict, or being seen as difficult. But the truth is, the more you accommodate without limits, the less people respect you. When you say yes to everything, you signal that your time and energy are not valuable. People begin to see you as someone they can take advantage of, whether intentionally or not. On the other hand, when you establish clear boundaries, you send a strong message that you have self-respect, and that commands respect from others. A key aspect of setting boundaries is learning to say no without guilt. Too many people hesitate to say no because they don't want to disappoint others. They fear missing out on opportunities, damaging relationships, or being perceived as unkind. But every time you say yes to something that drains you, distracts you, or takes you away from your goals, you are saying no to yourself. Leaders understand that their time is their most valuable asset, and they guard it fiercely. They don't hesitate to decline requests that don't align with their values or priorities. They know that protecting their energy is not selfish, it's necessary. Boundaries also apply to the way people treat you. If you allow others to speak to you disrespectfully, to ignore your time, or to impose their will on you, they will continue doing so. People always test the limits of what they can get away with. But when you make it clear through your words, your actions, and your demeanor that you will not tolerate disrespect, people adjust their behavior. This doesn't mean you have to be confrontational or aggressive. It simply means that you communicate your standards with clarity and confidence. One of the most effective ways to set boundaries is through consistency. It's not enough to say you have boundaries, you must enforce them. If you tell people you don't answer work calls after a certain time, but then you respond anyway, you've shown them that your boundary is flexible. If you say you won't tolerate a certain behavior, but let it slide when it happens, you teach people that you don't truly mean what you say. Leaders don't just set boundaries, they uphold them with unwavering consistency. Another crucial element of boundary setting is self-awareness. You must first know what matters to you, what drains you, and what fuels you. Without this clarity, it's easy to let people push you in directions that don't align with your values. When you know exactly what you will and won't accept, decisions become easier. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself or justify your choices because you operate from a place of certainty. Boundaries also apply to your own habits and behaviors. It's not just about what you allow from others, it's about what you allow from yourself. Leaders set boundaries with their time by prioritizing what truly matters. They set boundaries with distractions, refusing to let mindless scrolling or meaningless conversations steal their focus. They set boundaries with their emotions, not allowing external negativity to dictate their state of mind. They understand that discipline is a form of self-respect, and by holding themselves accountable, they reinforce their own power. The moment you begin setting firm, unwavering boundaries, you will notice a shift in the way people treat you. Those who once took advantage will either respect the new limits or fade away. Those who truly value you will adjust and appreciate your strength. And most importantly, you will begin to respect yourself on a deeper level. Speaking with conviction is one of the most powerful ways to earn respect, influence others, and establish yourself as a person of authority. When you speak with certainty, people listen. When you communicate with belief in your words, people feel that belief and are more likely to trust what you say. It's not just about the words you choose, it's about how you deliver them, the energy behind them, and the confidence with which you present your ideas. The way you speak tells the world how much you believe in yourself. If you hesitate, mumble, or sound uncertain, people will subconsciously assume that you lack confidence or that you don't truly stand behind your own words. On the other hand, when you articulate your thoughts clearly and powerfully, you command attention. People are naturally drawn to those who speak with certainty because certainty breeds confidence. When someone speaks as if they absolutely believe in what they are saying, others naturally believe in them too. Conviction is about more than just sounding confident. It's about owning your message. Whether you're giving an opinion, explaining an idea, or defending a belief, you need to communicate as if you have no doubt in what you're saying. That doesn't mean being arrogant or refusing to listen to other perspectives, but it does mean delivering your words with a sense of certainty. A strong voice, a steady pace, and the ability to pause for emphasis all contribute to making your words more impactful. One of the biggest mistakes people make when speaking is using weak language. Phrases like I think, maybe, I could be wrong, but, or this might not make sense immediately undercut your credibility. These phrases signal doubt, and doubt weakens your message. If you don't sound sure of what you're saying, why should anyone else be? Leaders and highly respected individuals eliminate weak language from their vocabulary. Instead of saying, I think we should try this, say, this is the right move and here's why. Instead of saying, I'm not sure, but say, here's what I believe based on the facts. The shift may seem small, but it makes a massive difference in how people perceive you. Your tone plays a critical role in how your words are received. A voice that is too soft or hesitant makes it easy for others to overlook you, while a voice that is too aggressive can push people away. The key is to strike a balance. Speak in a way that is strong yet composed, passionate yet controlled. Volume, tone, and pacing all contribute to the level of conviction in your speech. A well-timed pause can add more impact than an extra sentence. A steady, deliberate tone can make your words feel more powerful than rushed, nervous speech. The more intentional you are with your delivery, the more influence you have over how people absorb your message. Beyond tone and word choice, body language is a crucial part of speaking with conviction. The way you carry yourself while speaking either reinforces your message or weakens it. If you slouch, fidget, or avoid eye contact, it sends a subconscious message that you lack confidence. But when you stand or sit tall, maintain steady eye contact, and use controlled, purposeful gestures, your presence aligns with your words. People don't just hear conviction, they see it. Conviction also comes from preparation. When you truly know your subject, when you've done the work, when you've thought through your perspective, it shows in your speech. People can tell when someone is speaking from a place of deep understanding versus someone who is simply repeating something they've heard. The more knowledge and experience you have in a subject, the easier it becomes to speak about it with certainty. This is why preparation is key. If you want to speak with authority, you need to back it up with substance. Another critical element of conviction is belief. You must first believe in what you're saying before you can make others believe it. If you're uncertain about your own words, that uncertainty will seep into your delivery, no matter how confident you try to sound. Conviction comes from an inner certainty, a deep-rooted belief that what you're saying is true, valuable, or necessary. When you fully believe in your words, your voice carries more weight. Your energy shifts, and people can feel it. Respected leaders, powerful speakers, and influential individuals all have one thing in common. They don't just speak, they command attention. They don't just share ideas, they make you believe in those ideas. They don't just talk, they communicate with purpose. This is the power of conviction. It's not just about what you say, it's about how much belief you put behind it. Being unshakable in your principles is one of the most defining traits of a respected individual. It separates those who are easily swayed by external pressures from those who stand firm in their beliefs, values, and moral code. People respect those who operate with integrity, who don't bend to fit in, and who refuse to compromise on what truly matters to them. In a world where many change their stance based on convenience, social approval, or fear of conflict, those who remain steadfast in their principles command a level of admiration and trust that cannot be bought or faked. Your principles are the foundation of who you are. They dictate your decisions, your actions, and how you respond to challenges. When you have a strong foundation, you become unshakable, no matter what external forces try to pull you in different directions. But when you lack clear principles, you become reactive, easily influenced by opinions, trends, and circumstances. People can sense when someone is uncertain about what they stand for, and that uncertainty weakens their credibility. On the other hand, when someone is deeply rooted in their beliefs and values, their presence alone carries authority. Standing firm in your principles doesn't mean being stubborn or unwilling to grow. It means knowing what you believe in, why you believe in it, and refusing to compromise on your core values, no matter the pressure. Many people adjust their beliefs depending on the situation, trying to avoid discomfort, criticism, or confrontation. But the most respected individuals do the opposite. They remain the same regardless of who they are with, what environment they are in, or what external forces are pushing against them. Their consistency builds trust because people know exactly what to expect from them. They are not influenced by temporary trends or the need for validation. They operate from a deeper, more permanent internal compass. When you are unshakable in your principles, you become a pillar of strength in the eyes of others. People admire those who refuse to compromise on their ethics, even when it would be easier to do so. It's easy to take shortcuts, to follow the crowd, to adjust your morals when it's convenient. But it takes true strength to stand firm when everyone around you is moving in the opposite direction. That strength earns deep respect because it shows discipline, self-awareness, and an unwavering commitment to truth. One of the key reasons people respect those with strong principles is because consistency creates reliability. When someone is unpredictable in their values, it creates uncertainty. If today they stand for one thing, but tomorrow they change their stance to fit the moment, people stop trusting them. But when someone is consistent, people know they can rely on them. Their word carries weight because it's backed by an unchanging foundation. They don't shift based on external approval or pressure. They are guided by something greater than momentary emotions or public opinion. Being unshakable in your principles also means standing your ground in the face of adversity. The world will constantly test your values. You will be challenged, pressured, and even criticized for what you stand for. There will be times when sticking to your principles will cost you, whether it's relationships, opportunities, or social acceptance. But the true test of character is whether you remain steadfast despite these difficulties. The people who are most respected in history were those who held firm in their beliefs even when it was unpopular, inconvenient, or dangerous to do so. They didn't let fear dictate their actions. They chose integrity over approval, and that made all the difference. Another critical aspect of being unshakable in your principles is practicing what you preach. Words mean nothing if they are not backed by actions. Many people talk about their values, but when put to the test, they fail to live by them. True respect comes when people see that your actions align with your principles, not just when it's easy, but when it's difficult. This is where many people lose respect without even realizing it. They say they stand for honesty, but they lie when it's convenient. They claim to value loyalty, but they betray others when the situation benefits them. They talk about hard work, but they cut corners when no one is watching. The difference between those who are respected and those who are not is that respected individuals live their values consistently. Being unshakable in your principles also means not seeking approval from others. When you operate from a deep sense of internal conviction, you don't need validation. You don't change your values based on whether people agree with you or not. You don't need constant reassurance that you're doing the right thing because you already know what is right within yourself. This level of inner certainty is rare, and that's why it commands such deep respect. People may not always agree with you, but they will respect the fact that you are unwavering in what you believe. People who lack strong principles often struggle with decision-making because they're easily influenced by external factors. But when you have a clear set of values, your decisions become simple. You don't have to second-guess yourself because you already know what aligns with your beliefs and what doesn't. This clarity gives you a sense of confidence that others can feel. It makes you a leader rather than a follower. It makes you someone people turn to for guidance, not someone who is just another voice in the crowd. The world respects those who are solid in who they are. It respects those who don't break under pressure, who don't compromise their values for short-term gain, and who stay true to themselves no matter the circumstances. It respects those who operate with integrity, consistency, and a deep sense of self-awareness. This kind of respect is not given, it is earned through unwavering commitment to one's principles. Giving without expecting anything in return is one of the most powerful ways to earn genuine respect and admiration. In a world where most people operate based on transactions, where they only give when they see a clear benefit for themselves, those who give selflessly stand out. True giving is rare, and that's what makes it so powerful. When you help others, support them, or provide value without keeping score, people notice. They may not always say it, but they feel it. And over time, this mindset of giving builds deep trust and respect that cannot be manufactured or faked. Most people approach giving with an invisible ledger in their minds. They do something nice for someone and expect a favor in return. They give their time, energy, or resources, but only if they believe they will get something back. This type of transactional thinking weakens relationships because it turns generosity into a form of manipulation. People can sense when you're only helping them because you want something from them. They may accept your help, but they will not truly respect you for it. Respect comes from authenticity, and true authenticity in giving comes from expecting nothing in return. When you give freely, whether it's advice, encouragement, time, or support, you create a different kind of energy around you. People start to associate you with abundance rather than scarcity. They see you as someone who operates from a place of confidence, someone who isn't desperate to receive something back in exchange for every act of kindness. This confidence is magnetic because it signals that you already have enough, that you are secure in yourself, and that you don't need to manipulate situations to your advantage. Giving without expectation does not mean being a pushover. It does not mean allowing yourself to be used or taken advantage of. In fact, the most powerful givers are those who give from a place of strength, not weakness. They give because they genuinely want to, not because they are seeking approval or trying to win people over. They know that real generosity is about lifting others up, not about feeding their own ego. They understand that by helping others succeed, they create a ripple effect of positivity that often comes back to them in ways they could never have predicted. One of the biggest benefits of giving without expectation is the impact it has on your mindset. When you give freely, you shift from a scarcity mentality to an abundance mentality. People with a scarcity mindset believe that resources, opportunities, and success are limited, that if they give too much, they will somehow have less. But people with an abundance mindset understand that the more you give, the more you create. Opportunities, connections, and respect flow naturally toward those who are generous because generosity is a sign of inner strength and security. Think about the people in your life whom you respect the most. Chances are they are not the ones who constantly keep score, who only help when it benefits them, or who withhold their support unless they get something in return. Instead, they are likely the ones who have given their time, wisdom, or kindness without asking for anything. These are the people we admire because their generosity is real. They don't operate based on selfish motives, and that makes them rare and respected. This principle applies not just to relationships, but also to leadership. The best leaders are those who serve without expecting constant recognition. They lift others up, mentor those around them, and create opportunities for others to succeed, not because they're looking for a reward, but because they understand that true leadership is about contribution, not control. Employees respect a boss who is willing to support and empower them without micromanaging or demanding constant praise. Friends respect those who are there for them, even when there is no immediate benefit in return. And in business, the most successful people are often those who build trust by giving real value before ever asking for anything. One of the reasons this mindset is so powerful is that it creates unexpected returns over time. When you give without expecting anything, you remove the pressure from your relationships. You allow people to feel safe around you because they know you are not secretly waiting for something in return. And ironically, this is often what leads to the greatest rewards. People naturally want to support and give back to those who have helped them without strings attached. It's human nature. We feel a deep sense of appreciation for those who have given to us genuinely, and we want to reciprocate in ways that are meaningful. But here's the key. True givers don't rely on this reciprocity. They don't give with a hidden agenda. They give because it aligns with who they are. They give because they believe in contributing to something greater than themselves, and because they don't expect anything. They are never disappointed. They don't feel resentment or frustration when their kindness isn't immediately repaid because they weren't giving with that expectation in the first place. This emotional freedom is powerful. It allows them to continue giving, continue leading, and continue building real, lasting relationships based on trust, not obligation. This doesn't mean you should ignore your own needs or give in a way that drains you. Healthy giving comes from a place of strength, not sacrifice to the point of self-destruction. The key is to give because you genuinely want to, not because you feel pressured to, or because you think it will get you something in return. When you master this mindset, people will respect you not just for what you give, but for the way you give, without expectation, without manipulation, and without needing anything in return. Respect is not something you demand, it's something you earn. It's built through the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate, and the way you treat others. When you embody confidence, master silence, set strong boundaries, speak with conviction, stand firm in your principles, and give without expectation, you create a presence that commands respect effortlessly. People are drawn to those who exude certainty, those who don't waver in their values, and those who operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. The most respected individuals are not necessarily the loudest, the wealthiest, or the most powerful. They are the ones who are unshakable in who they are. They know their worth, they communicate with authority, and they treat others with a level of generosity that is rare and genuine. If you want to be respected, don't chase validation. Don't try to impress or manipulate people into liking you. Instead, focus on strengthening your inner foundation. Develop the qualities that make people respect you, not because they have to, but because they truly admire who you are. When you do this, respect becomes inevitable. It follows naturally, not because you asked for it, but because you became the kind of person who commands it.